What's up, guys? It's Micah coming back with a weekly video for gold and silver prices, as I said I would. You'll have to forgive me. I've been up since 2 a.m. and I'm recording this after 11 p.m. So forgive me for any low energy and mistakes that I'm probably going to make, but let's get into it. We're still charging higher on gold as expected towards our $2,800 number. And then, of course, um, we have that upper end target of 3,300 for its high that it's probably going to make here. And yeah, so that's going well. I just wanted to talk to you about current market structure um, to give you an idea of some more immediate action that's probably coming and what's already happened. Um, So you have these periods of consolidation and then a break higher, consolidation, break higher, consolidation, break higher. And we've been going up pretty much since the beginning of July. So about 3 months, 2 months, almost 3 months. So we have the election day in the United States here, a little over 1 month away. And we had this rejection this week at the 2618, which is about 2,700 bucks. And so I'm kind of halfway expecting some consolidation here before a break higher. I do think we keep going higher. If you look on the weekly RSI, there's really no reason to expect down here that we're putting in like a medium term high. And even if you look at the daily, it doesn't seem that way. I don't see a lower high here. If there was a lower high here versus this high, then I might there might be cause for concern, and then I would be looking at um, maybe a break lower. But I don't think that's happening. I think we're keeping with trend here. I think there's just going to be a little bit of consolidation before we move higher. And so if you haven't picked up any gold and you're thinking you want to wait for a pullback, I mean, you could try and play this and maybe pick some up in a week or two. And I mean, that's a 6% discount almost from what you would have been paying earlier this week. So that might be a play for you. You might be able to pick some up for 25.50 plus premiums. You can give us a call about that. Give me a call, shoot me a message, or use the link below. Go to fsmetals.us, and there's plenty of bullion and gold and silver products there that you can choose from. Or you can go to some other dealer. That's totally fine by me. But anyhow, so gold's looking good. I do think we're just going to have a little slowdown here before we head higher. So let's jump over to silver. And I made kind of a big call last week, as some of you may know. And what I'm expecting, I have this routed here, and of course it's a different color, so you can kind of see what I'm expecting here. And we see the structure. I mean, I'm not totally pulling this out of my ass. It is a big call, but I mean, it's a rising wedge essentially, which is typically a bearish structure. And so I'm expecting, traders to respect this structure, and it clearly has. I drew these lines before, this candle here. So it's possible we get something like this, and then a run up again, or maybe we hang out here for a little bit. But anyhow, this is the structure that silver is range bound in. Until we close above this, I would say that silver is essentially range bound. So if you're looking to pick silver up, I would I would probably look and wait for spot to get below $27 or around $27. Um, and you want to see this kind of action here, squeezing, and then a pop up, and then maybe you could play the, sorry, forgive the ads, but I'm not gonna pay for a trading view subscription right now. So you could have a play here, um, a nice little 20% move potentially, and you could play it in the minors, or you could paper trade silver via SLV or what have you, or you could try and do it with physical, which is also possible. Um, but yeah, this is the structure I'm seeing for silver. I mean, you saw your consolidation here, then a move higher, right? And now you're seeing it again, some consolidation. Well, like I said, you know, anyone talking about silver going to 34, 35, 36 in the near term, um, it's cart before the horse, because we got to break out of this structure, and it hasn't happened yet. I do think it's possible. So I know I made that big call yesterday, um, leaning towards, or being biased towards, breaking down, but there's always a possibility of something like this, and then we break out of the structure and we head higher. um, I see a wedge, and similar to the rising wedge you have here. It typically results in moving lower. It's typically a bearish structure, and so I know this move here looks sexy and everything, but um, I'm really kind of expecting something more like this. And I know, um, I mean, go ahead and try and find someone else on YouTube or anywhere else that's saying silver is going to be potentially below $20 next year, um, or even just down in general. I mean, you're really not going to find it, and that doesn't make my call correct. But I just think if you're a contrarian, I mean, the amount of people saying silver's going up here, it's pretty outrageous. Again, that in and of itself doesn't mean silver's going down, but um, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, and I like silver, man. I mean, I've been buying the stuff for a long time, and long term, I think it's really good. It's a good store of wealth. Um, excuse me, but right now I just don't see it. I think you're chasing here. I think you're chasing the high. Is the gist of it. And even if you look down here at the RSI, you got a triple top, you got a little bit of a washout, and then you're meeting your high here, and yet you're making a lower high. So it just kind of gives me this vibe here, for the RSI, to come down back to oversold, back to the 30 range. And so if that happens, we're at least coming back to visit this end of the range, right? And then who knows where we go from there. I mean, you could go higher, like I've said, but um, my bias is down. So, but yeah, if we look closer at silver, um, I'll just kind of give you some more structure, kind of like I gave you for gold. Um, we had our breakout here. Um, out of this wedge, you know, hit target, hit resistance. Um, if we look a little bit closer, I mean, yeah, you're getting lower highs on the RSI here as it's going up. So there's negative divergence. I mean, so let's go back to gold real quick, because gold and silver do track together. Um, they're not gonna they're not gonna correlate 100% over their whole move. But let's say gold starts going down, then typically silver is going to start going down. And yeah, see, we even have a lower high here on the 4 hour for gold for the RSI. So I'm suspecting a consolidation here. And if that's true for gold, um, it's going to be true for silver in most cases. And so let's try and figure out together where we think that'll take us. Okay, so you have kind of a rising wedge there. You have a breakdown. You're at least going to come down and meet 30. Yeah, and then you're going to kind of have this structure here, I believe. Maybe it doesn't break below this 26. It's possible. It's possible we get something more. God, these ads are really killing me. We get something more like this, and then maybe we head back for these highs. So you could get a consolidation here, um, above 26. So I don't know. We'll have to see where this bottoms out. I think it's probably more likely that it comes to this structure here before it would, make it down to 24, 25. But yeah, I would wait to kind of see this thing play out. And if you're thinking about buying metals, I would probably wait until the middle to end of October before the election. That's a little bit of a risky trade. Trying to trade right before big news, of course. But that's also when you get your moves. So I don't know. That's what I'm seeing with silver. Um, I'll just reiterate this. I'm focused on this larger structure here. You're going to have a lot of play within it, and I am, I am biased towards the downside here overall. But I do think that there's potential for a little trade here in silver, and you could get a nice little, 10 to 20% pop. Um, Trading this consolidation that we're probably going to have here. But it's going to be risky because of the election. So jumping back over to gold, I think gold is probably a little bit safer. And, like I said before, my last video, when things do finally start rolling over, I mean, you're going to have more downside protection. So that's always going to be true with gold versus silver. But yeah. Anyways, guys, quick little video. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, or you just want to talk shit like some of the other people commenting. That's fine too. I don't really take offense. Put your opinion down below. If you think gold's going to $10,000, good for you. Let everybody know about it. If you want to buy any precious metals or other hard assets, visit the link below, fsmetals.us, and you can make a purchase there. And by doing that, you're supporting me in making these videos. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next week.